Hey, hey, hey. Happy Monday. This is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated. I am known as your procrastination strategist, your behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence. Stop procrastinating and you got it. Get your dreams out of your head into your life. Come on in the room. I know you wasn't expecting me at this hour on this day at this time, but we're here. Let's do it. We are here. Go ahead and come on in. When you come in, invite someone, hit the share button, get them on in here. Let's do it. Super excited. We're not going to be on here long, but we wanted to drop in here for a few minuets. Yes, we wanted to come in for a few minutes. You see what the title is. Action speaks volume. Action speaks volume. You're getting ready to, if we make it, we're getting ready to approach a new year. We're getting ready to approach a new year. So there are some things that we need to be ready, prepared, and on the ready to leave in 2020. I want to do some lists. What are you leaving in 2020? That's what I want to know. What are you going to leave in 2020? Because action speaks volume. It is not about action speaks volume. Action speaks volume is not about the words you say. It is about the action that you take. So we need to know, we need to be proactive in knowing the things that we're going to leave in 2020. And I'm here to tell you, it's going to be some people left in 2022. There are going to be some people that need to be left in your 2020. Now, they don't have to be gone. They just need to be away from you. You got some of those people. I got some of those people. You have some people in your life that you have to give them, yeah, you're going to have to give it to them. They asking for it. You're going to have to give it to them. Because people are so strange. People are so funny. Let me see. Trying to see who all we got on here. I don't see y'all clocking in up on here. But action speaks volume. You do not need to be carrying nobody into your 2020. Hey, hey, Princess, thank you so much for joining. You don't need to be carrying nobody and no thing. Do you hear me? You do not need to be carrying nobody and no thing into your 2021 that is not going to bring you joy. You saw I put a post out there. I don't have time for anything that don't put a smile on my face and bring joy in my life. Those things, we're going to have to leave them in 2020. We're going to have to leave those things in 2020. So I'm super excited about being here tonight. I'm so excited about being here tonight because, this is the time for you to be proactive. You don't have to wait until you get over there in the next 72 hours or so and then start thinking, that you should have left some stuff. You need to start stripping yourself down. You need to start getting your baggage and start putting your trash out. You need to start already putting your mind. I'm not even going through another year with this crazy foolishness. I am not going through another year with this thing and with this stuff and with this person. I'm just not going to do it. You got to look at life as being precious. We do not have any time. Good evening, Sherry. Thank you so much for joining. There is no time for foolishness. Do you know time now is more precious than it was yesterday? Yeah, it's more precious than it was last week. And time is more precious before we had this pandemic and before we was hit with COVID-19. You don't need to take no mess in 2021. You don't need to take no mess in 2021. If it's not about smiles and joy and peace and happiness, and if it's not about that wealth story, we're gonna leave that. So this is what I want you to do. Gonna give you a few things on tonight. Don't even take all that drama with you. Leave the drama in 20. We're not taking that in our 2021. So we want to really be thinking about. Think about the craziness that you have in your life right now. Think about the crazy people that you have in your life. And I know some of y'all so saved, you don't have no crazy people in your life. I know you like everything that everybody do, everything everybody say. That ain't me, because I don't. And I don't have to put anything on the shelf. I don't have to do that. No, we're not gonna put anything on the shelf. We keeping our religion. We ain't gotta lay nothing down. But we don't have to deal with everything. We don't have to play with everything that is being dealt to us. We don't have to play with it. We can walk away from it. We can leave it in 20, right? We can leave it in 20. So we have to be, this is the time for us to decide, what is it that I really want? And see, that's why you hear me say that all the time. You have to know what you want in order to know what you don't want. You have to know what you can deal with in order for you to know what you can't deal with. You have to know. And when you don't take the time, when you do not take the time to figure out those things, when you don't take the time to even to realize, because see, you hear the people say, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. But when you have a list of things and said, nope, I can't deal with this. See, some of you all are too flexible with your list. You're too flexible. You made a list. I'm finna get you now. For you grocery store listing people, the people that take your list to the store. Now you got some people they take liberty and they make a list and they are so disciplined and they do not purchase anything that's not on the list. But you got some people that make a list and they go to the store, don't hardly get nothing on the list, but find themselves picking up everything else. So let's talk about this list for 2021. Don't have a thing. Don't outline a thing. And don't do a thing. And then you find yourself where you are now picking up all different sorts of types of things. You hear me? You picking up all different sorts of types of things. At the beginning of the year, you said the things that you're gonna let go, the things that you're over with, the things that you're gonna do better on. You gotta be really disciplined in that stuff. You're gonna have to have an accountability partner to say, girl, did you do what you said? Did you do what you said you was going to do today? You need to find you somebody that you don't mind them imparting in your life, that you won't get all mad and in your feelings and break the relationship because they called your hand on something that you said you was going to do and you didn't. Instead of you saying, I appreciate you being, my accountability partner. I appreciate you, holding me accountable for the thing that I said. It was that kept me on the race. It was that kept me in the race and on the track. It was that kept me running. But you have to know what you want. And you have to know what you don't want. And you have to know that, if you have made that list of what you want and what you don't want, that you are not allowing anything and everything to come in and rob you of your joy, your peace, and your happiness. Because, 2021 is going to have to be a drama-free year. It's going to have to be drama-free. It's going to be all about peace, hair grease, and happiness. That's what it's going to have to be about. It's going to have to be about peace, hair grease, and happiness. And the way we're going to do that is we got to leave all the foolishness. We have to leave all the foolishness. I put a post out there earlier today. It said, don't believe the okie doke. Don't believe the hype. Because people be lying to you. I mean, I'm just saying, they be lying to you. People be talking out the side of their neck. They telling you stuff that they don't mean it when they say it. They say it with excitement. They say it with a smile, but they don't back it up with nothing. Action speaks volume. Yeah. Action speaks volume. You have to stop listening at the stuff that people are telling you, and when they don't back it up, and then you trying to figure out which one to believe. Did they do what they said they were going to do? If they don't do what they said they were going to do, you don't have to question if you should believe them or not, or if they're not, whatever. They don't even give you no explanation, and you know why, where they come in at, right? They begin to say, I don't owe nobody no explanation. Hey, Margie, thank you so much for joining. People will lie to you, and then they'll feel like they don't owe you no explanation. Ain't that crazy? It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. You supposed to be in a relationship. You supposed to have a friendship. They got you waiting and didn't show up, but they feel like you out of order if you ask what happened. Oh, y'all not going to talk to me today. See, you need to leave all that foolishness in 2020. If they don't have enough respect for you to say something, you need to leave they behind. You done got dressed and you waiting on them to come pick you up, and they didn't show up. They did not show up. You sitting there waiting on them to pick you up. They made a date and didn't show up. And now they figured that you being messy. That's what we like to say. You just being messy. You being picky. You being messy. You being picky. You being this and that and the third. No, if anything is going to live, you got to nurture it. You got to give it some water. You got to feed it. You're going to have to wrap your arms all around it and all these different sorts of types of things. But sometimes we put up with so much craziness, and we have to ask ourselves, is it even worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth me going through all this drama with you? Is it even worth me, continuing to do this thing? What is the outcome? What is the outcome of me doing this thing? What is the outcome of me being a part of this thing? What is the outcome? See, a lot of times we do not have an expectation of the outcome. So when we don't know what it's supposed to look like, we would just put up with anything and figure, you got to have a standard. You need a standard. See, if you have a standard, you can compare what you get to the standard. But when you don't have no standard, you don't have nothing to compare to. You don't have anything to compare to. Action speaks volume. It speaks louder than your words. It speaks louder than you talking out the side of your neck. It speaks louder than you making promises. It speaks louder than your lies. It speaks louder. Action speaks louder. You gotta know. Action speaks louder. It speaks louder. It speaks way louder. It speaks way louder. So you're going to have to make a list. Make a list of the things that, I'm just not going to deal with this next year. I am just not going to deal with this. I told myself, now, one thing I put on my list, I said, I be taking all these notes. I got more notes than notes got notes. I said, but then when I go back to look for the stuff, I don't know what I done wrote it on, because I done wrote it on the back of this, and I done wrote it on the front of this, and I done wrote it on the side of this, and I done wrote it inside of that. But you know what? I said in 2021, we're not doing all that. Because what good is it? What good is it? And this is not just about letting go people. Now, some of them need to be let go. Some of them need to be left and been gone. But it's not just about people. Some of the things that you need to leave in 2020 is some of the habits. I know you all think I was on here joking and playing, and I come on here trying to be funny because, some of y'all get so offended. Y'all so deep. And so you have to kind of play with you a little bit. But anyway, this is my page. But you're going to have to leave some of your old habits, your old ways, your attitude in 2020. In order for 2021 to be a different year, a better year, there are some things that are going to have to change. And sometimes the change is not outside of us. It is in us. We have to make a change in certain areas of our lives and in certain things. Sometimes it's the way we do things that may need to be changed. It's the way we say things that need to be changed. It's the frequency that we do things that we may need to change. We got to get out of this attitude that I'ma just be me. Because see, being you is keeping you broke. It's keeping you lonely. It's keeping you miserable. So there are some things about you that you don't have to change for the people. You need to change for you. And when you change it for you, you'll begin to feel better. You'll begin to feel better. You'll begin to feel better. You know, it's something about feeling good. It's something about when you can have a smile on your face in the midst of a storm. It's something about where you don't have to worry, where you can be happy and grateful despite what you're having to go through, what you face, and what you experience. It's something about when you are able to discipline yourself to say that this is not going to make me come undone. This is not going to bring me down. This is not going to take me out. It is something about having that level of control over your life because your action speaks volume. It speaks louder than your words. It speaks louder. It speaks louder than your words. So there are some things that we're going to have to change in order for our 2021 to be an amazing year, to be a prosperous year, to be a peaceful year, to be an awesome year. There are some things that we're going to have to do in order for that to happen. It's not just about other people. Some things is going to have to do with us. And some of it is going to have to do with the people that you deal with. If you going to get to the next level, you going to have to be with some more folks. It said that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Look at your circle. Who are you spending time with? Who are you allowing to influence you? Who are you allowing to speak into your life? Who are you allowing to be in your life where you see what they're doing and you're doing all these different sorts of types of things because they have influenced you to do it? See, a lot of times we don't know how much of an influence a person is on us. Yeah. We don't know how much of an influence a person is on us because we never evaluate it. We never look at it. We never try to say, we never look into it. But you must realize, good evening, Apostle Eric. Thank you so much. Good evening, my friend. Love you too. We know that a lot of times we don't look into it, but we got to know our numbers. We got to know what we want. We got to have some goals. We got to look at the people that we're around, and we got to leave some of this mess in 2020. Don't bring that stuff over in 21. Don't bring it over here. Do not bring that stuff in 2021. We have to know what it is that we want. That's what we have to do. Take the time. Don't be so busy that you have not took out the time to plan. Plan part of your year. If you don't be to plan the whole year, you should know what's going on the first and second quarter. Come on now. Take the time and at least have you out a plan. Map you out a plan of what you want, where you are, where you're trying to go, what you need to do, what actions you need to take, what help you may need, what support you may need, what people you may need. And don't forget to count up the cost. You know what it says in the word that you should not go out there trying to build something and you hadn't got your scratch paper out to see what it's going to cost you. Because people going to talk about you if you start and don't finish. Y'all didn't hear me. They're going to talk about you because your stuff is undone. They're going to say, look, she done started that and couldn't finish because she didn't have the money. So you want to make sure that you got your scratch paper out, that you are checking out the cost of the things. You got to ask yourself, what is it going to cost me to live that lifestyle? And see, some of you all are not even desiring a certain lifestyle because you say you can't afford it. But really, it's not that you can't afford it. You're not willing to do the work that's necessary to get it because everything that you need is already out here waiting for you. You're not waiting on it. It is waiting for you. You just need an awareness of how to have it, how to get to it, how to tap into it, how to tap into it. Write the vision. It says that over in Habakkuk. Write the vision and make it plain. We know where there is no vision, the people there perish. Where you don't have no vision, your business will perish, your family will perish, your marriage will perish. You got your health will perish. You're gonna have to have a vision. Make it plain. You're gonna have to make it plain. Make it plain. You got to make it plain. So this is what I want you to do. We're approaching the 29th, and we know that year end and everybody gonna be trying to bring in the new year and all this and that and ball dropping this and that. I don't know what y'all gonna be doing, but this is what I want you to do. Really take some time to think about the upcoming year. Think about the failures and successes that you've had in 2020. Think about the things that you've had to encounter, whether they was directly or indirectly, whether you was impacted directly or indirectly, whether your family was impacted directly indirectly. Think about the things that took place in 2020. And then think about where you want to be in 2021. Think about where you want to be in 2025. Just think about, imagine yourself being where you want to be. Money, time, and none of that is a problem. Imagine you being, having, and doing the things that you want to do. It takes some effort on your part. Stop living a passive life. Good evening, Diane. Thank you so much for joining. Stop living this passive life and be active. You have to be active in your life. You have to be active in your dreams. You have to be active in your plan. You got to be active in your relationship. And then you wonder why people do the things that they do. Nothing is going to survive just because you exist. You got to do something to it. You're not surviving just because you exist. You got to feed yourself. You got to bathe yourself. You got to hydrate yourself. I need a little water while we're talking about water. Good evening, Belinda. Thank you so much for joining. You know, there are a lot of things that you require in order for you to remain relevant. So you cannot just be sitting up like no wallflower, looking all cute and artificial, and thinking that there is no requirements on your behalf. There are some things that you're going to have to do, boo. So I need you to be active in your life and not passive. I need you to not be so receptive to everything that somebody else want to give you. You need to evaluate and say, is this worth it? Do I need this in my life? Do I need this person in my life? Do I need this thing in my life? Stop allowing everything to come in your life because it feels like it don't, it don't have to go through no scanning process. There's a process. You can't let everybody in. You're going to have to see who at the door. Who's at the door knocking? Who's at your heart? Who's at your head? Who's at your mind? You're going to have to look to see who is at the door. Who's at the door? Check it out. Check it out. Let me see what's going on here. Taking a look at my cameras. Some movement and motion is going on up in here. We got to see what's going on. Yeah. But you have to be active. Stop living these passive lives. Don't be passive and figure, whatever happens, happen. It's not about what happened. It's what you make happen. It's what you want to happen. It's what you let happen. Because see, we cannot control the things that start in our life, but we can control how it finishes because we can move on. We can turn some things around. We can change some things. We can switch some things up. So I want you to really think about what it is that you want. I want you to be active in your life and not passive. I want you to gain a little clarity and gain, perfectly said. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I want you to gain insight on where it is that you're trying to go. You already know where you're at. And if you're not satisfied with that, don't just be another number. Don't just accept the status quo. You're going to have to say, this number is not up to par. This account is not up to par. These things are not what I want. And let's make 2020, 2021, let's make that a year that we will not just settle for what we get. We're not going to just settle. Now, if what you get is what you want, cool. But if what you get is not what you want and you want something different and better, let's go for it. Don't tell yourself that it is not possible because we can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. We can do anything that we put our mind to. They told us at an early age that you can do it. You can do it if you put your mind to it. That's something for us to hold on to for dear life. Whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. You can do it. Don't let nobody, do not let anybody tell you what you can't do. It doesn't matter about your environment. It doesn't matter about your upbringing. It really doesn't matter about your education because there are some real rich, crazy people. And there are some real poor, smart people. There are some young smart ones and rich ones. There are some old crazy ones and poor ones. Don't let nobody give you a criteria for your success. You determine what that is. You determine what it is that you want, what it is that you're willing to do, what it is that you're willing to give, what it is that you are willing to give to get what you want. Action speaks volume in your life. In your life, you can choose. You have more power and more authority than you walk in, than you think that you have, than you operate in, that you live in. Stop settling for things that you do not want. Ah! Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You did it part of 2020. Don't do it in 21. You have a choice. You have a choice to live the life of your dreams. You have a choice to live the life of your dreams. Look, I'm not going to be on here long. We're getting ready to get out of here. But action speaks volume. It's time for action. Don't second guess yourself. Don't ponder too long, because a lot of people, we have to analyze everything, and I call that analysis. Good evening, Tamika. I call that analysis paralysis. Sometimes you're analyzing so, and it just paralyzes you, and you don't get anything done. So I encourage you to think about, over the next 24, 48, 72 hours. Think about what it is that you want. Think about the goals that you want to achieve. Think about the actions that you need to take. Think about the cost that it's going to require. And think about this. What would it cost you if you do nothing? What will it cost you if you did nothing? If you continue living life just the way it is, what would it cost you? What would it cost you? And then ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth me not having memories and relationships? Is it worth me living this lonely life because I got a stank attitude? Is it worth me, not being able to live the life of my dream because I don't want to put in the work, and I don't want to make the changes, and I don't want to do this, and I don't want to invest that, and I don't have time? Is it worth it? You ask yourself, what am I willing to pay for me not living my dream? What am I willing to pay for me not having the things that I want? What am I willing to pay for me to continuously to be lonely, and to be bored, and to be broke, and to be tired, and to be sick? What am I willing to pay for that, and is it worth it? You got to ask yourself. I will live the life of my dream. I am living the life of my dream. I will have the things that I want. And somebody think, why do you think that? Because I know whose I am. Nothing shall be denied. Will not be denied. The things I desire, he will give me the desires of my heart. And he'll do the same thing for you, because he says in his word that he is no respecter of person. If he do it for one, he can do it for me, right? I love to see him do it for you. You know why? Because when I see he do it for you, that gives me hope to know it's possible. It is so possible. Yes, it is so possible. So look, I'm getting ready to get out of here. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'll be up all through the night. Sometimes I wake up with all this stuff in my head. Sometimes I put it out there. Sometimes I put it in a notepad. Sometimes I put it in my notes. Sometimes I write it on this and I write it on that. But anyway, look, I'm getting ready to get out of here. This is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated. I am known as your procrastination strategist, your behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence. I help you to stop procrastinating, and I help you to get your dreams out of your head into your life. Look, I pray that you all have an amazing night. God bless you, and I'll talk to you later.